Hey y'all, welcome to Southern Sober and Sassy. Sassy.
Hi
Sassy.
y'all. Hi y'all. Hey.
Christy is taking the lead today to talk about.
Al-Anon. Dun dun dun.
We have spoken about Al-Anon in previous podcasts over the past 3 seasons, but today is a little different take. So, Christy, the floor and the microphone and the video is all yours.
Well, I want to first of all say that Amy and I talk a lot about addicts and alcoholics, and we have experienced strength and hope with that. And so we talk about the addict and alcoholic side of it. However, the other side of it is all of the people that it affects. And Al Anon is a program for family and friends that are affected by the behaviors of addicts and alcoholics. And it is a worldwide program, just like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and all the other anonymous programs. It is worldwide. And so, anyway, I wanted to just do the basics today of what is Al Anon and what does it offer. So, here is their book. It is called Al-Anon Works. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And the first half of it is the recovery program specifically for the individual to go through, like the mom or the dad or the wife or the husband or the child, whoever, or the friend, whoever has been affected by someone else who's drinking or drugging. So the first half of the book is for you. The second half of the book is individual stories. So if you just want to ease your way into recovery, you don't have to get into the nuts and bolts of it and the deep part of it at first. You can ease your way into it just by reading the stories in the back. So the book is kind of divided in half, okay? So you can kind of baby step your way into it. Quick definition of what Al-Anon is. The Al-Anon Family Groups are a fellowship of relatives, excuse me, of relatives and friends of alcoholics who share their experience, strength, and hope in order to solve their common problems. We believe alcoholism is a family illness and that changed attitudes can aid recovery. So the goal is to change my attitude of how I have been viewing that addict and alcoholic, because they can totally piss you off. You can be resentful. You can be, sad, you can be disappointed,
Angry.
you can be angry. Al-Anon talks a lot about how to overcome disappointment. You deserve to have freedom in your life, and how to overcome that disappointment. The contents, real quick. What does Al-Anon offer? It offers help. It offers hope. Hope. It offers breaking the isolation. So many wives, so many husbands are just in isolation thinking that they're the only ones that are going through this. No, 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 not at all. It helps you to change your attitude. Here's what I liked is this part: detachment, love, and forgiveness. It helps you to detach from the disease, not the person. It helps you to see it helps you to be angry at the disease instead of the person. It shows you how to still love but not be a doormat. And it also shows you how to forgive, which is very difficult for people that you love. It shows you how to take care of yourself, which I never did. It helps you with communication. And also, it helps you to be of service to other people. So, after you recover, you can become a mentor and a sponsor to other people who are walking in the door on day one, scared to death, with blinders on, in total denial, and you're going to be able to give back what was given to you. So, that is what Al-Anon does in a nutshell. I'm going to talk about my introduction into Al-Anon and what happened, and then I'm going to turn it over to Amy. I'm an alcoholic, so I did not think that I was hurting other people. Well, lo and behold, I was. And anyway, I was about 10 years sober, and I'd been running sober living homes for women for about 8 years. And my sponsor kept telling me, "You need to go to Al Anon, need to go." I said, "No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't." So my sponsor had been preaching at me to go to Al-Anon. And I said, "I don't have family members or anything like that are, actively using or drinking." And she said, "But you have um, colleagues and friends with these sober living homes. You are actively participating and communicating with addicts and alcoholics on a daily basis." Well, I still didn't go. All right. So fast forward, my son ended up needing help, and we got him help. And he is now clean and sober, which is beautiful. I have a wonderful clean and sober son. But that is what drove me into the rooms of Al Anon. My very first Al Anon meeting, the word fix came out of my mouth. And the whole room kind of got really quiet. And then the whole room kind of just smiled. And then they snickered a little bit. And then they kind of sat back in their chair and folded their arms. And that was the topic. So for me, the number one thing that I learned in my first Al Anon meeting was Al Anon is anti-fix. We are not going to fix another person. We are never, ever, ever going to fix another person. And I had to learn to undo that. First of all, I had to learn to see what I was doing. I didn't even know. And they gave me awareness. Yay. And they did it very gently, and they did it with a little bit of humor, and they gave me some hugs and kisses and said, "You're going to be okay. But we're also going to tell you the truth." And that truth is, you're not going to fix anyone else. People are going to do what they want to do. And so that was the very first thing. And then as I started to move through the steps, when I got to that detach with love, and I got to the forgiveness part, I read it, and I read it again, and I read it again, and I studied it, and then I finally applied it. And I do not feel guilty. That's a big part, and I'm sure Amy will probably touch on that. But letting go and detaching can give us a false sense of guilt. And I don't feel guilty anymore. I know where they stop and I start. And I don't let other people's problems become my problems anymore. So, Al-Anon is a beautiful, wonderful program on a professional level. Amy and I work with families all the time, and we tell these families, go to Al-Anon, go to Al-Anon, go to Al-Anon. So please be very open-minded to it. It's a very healthy, empowering, happy program. It teaches you to take your life back, to take your life back. So there's my take on it. Amy, I'll let you take it from there.
I love this book. And, in the beginning, we didn't cause it, we can't control it, and we can't cure it. Those are the answers that I needed when I came in. Something though, something for me though is I can't control it. No, I cannot control their alcoholism or their drug use or their behaviors. What I can control is how much I'm willing to participate in it.
Yep.
And that is what I've learned. I can't control them. I can control me and how I interact. A lot of times working with families, they're still writing the checks. A lot of times working for families, they're still letting them have the car. A lot of times for working with the families, their loved one is robbing them blind and they will not press charges. And the biggest question I ask when I work with families, I said, if your neighbor was stealing from you, if your neighbor was robbing you, if your neighbor was mismanaging the funds that you provided them for something, what would you do? Well, I'd call the police. Well, I'd press charges. Well, I'd stop doing it. So why can we not do that with our loved one? And you hit the nail on the head. It's because we as parents, we as spouses, we as siblings, we as friends think it's our job to fix. Because if I can fix them, then I am good. And if we roll that thought back, really roll it back, it's like, what are you? What am I missing? Because my ego is the size of the United States if I think I can fix someone.
The hero.
The hero, take the cake. I tell families this all the time, and I tell loved ones, you're wearing the Superman cape, you're wearing the Superwoman cape. And when we go to the dry cleaners, I forget about my stuff. When I take things to the dry cleaners, I forget. Then they call or they send text like 6 weeks later. I'm like, oh crap, I got to go pick it up. I ask people to take the cape to the dry cleaners and sit still for 6 weeks. Go, and the key also is I always encourage people, attend 6 meetings and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Their ego and their pride that is the biggest thing that keeps families out of Al-Anon. What if someone sees me? Well, hell, if they do see you, they're there too.
Yeah.
And it is a program of anonymity. So what you see here stays here. Mm-hmm. Another one is, I don't have time. Well, you sure as hell had time cleaning them up off the floor from their drunk the night before. You sure have. You have time before taking off work to go pick up the kids because your spouse is still drinking. Mm-hmm. You have time.
Bailing them out of jail.
Yep, bailing them out of jail.
Taking them to court.
Take all of the hours you've spent on fixing. What if you decided, and we're not asking you to do, throw the towel in and just give up and surrender today, because we know that is very hard as adults to do that. What we're asking is baby stepping this in. We'll put the link in the notes about where you can find this book. I'll put the Al-Anon website on there. Me personally, I buy directly from the company. Like my AA stuff, I buy from aa.org, alanon.org. I buy from them. Or if you have a recovery bookstore in your area, those are great too. But open the book like Christy said. Attend one meeting. I had somebody the other day. I work with her. I'm her coach. And so this was recently. I think it was when you and I went to coffee like a month ago. And she sent me a text. I went to the Al-Anon meeting that you told me to, and everybody was just too nice. They were all trying to offer me advice, and I felt really uncomfortable. I was like, are you shitting me? She wants, to learn how to detach with that love. But she went to the meeting, and guess what? They gave her everything she asked for, and she still didn't like it. So I said, this sounds like we're going to go back to square one, and you got to look at yourself in the mirror, and you're the problem, not your husband. You're the problem. And until you get over your ego and your pride, possibly your shame and whatever guilt you're holding on to, you will not go forward. You asked for a community to embrace you. They did, and you ran. So just like when we talk about funding services, I don't have the money. And then all of a sudden the money appears when it's time to bail someone out, when it's time to pay their bills. What you don't address will continue. and what's important to you, you will stop finding excuses and find that solution to attend the meeting, to pick up the heavy phone. You will find the courage to not only attend the meeting, but talk to the people in the meeting. This is a process, especially for families, because families, we as family members, because I have a loved one, my brother. You know, that's a whole story in itself, and that could take a whole podcast. Grateful that he is living and he's alive, and but he's still in active addiction. And we have a lot of things together, you know, professionally, and I had to learn to, not my circus, not my monkeys, but this is my tent. And I get to decide who comes in my tent.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on in my loved ones' lives or even my friends' lives, if I'm not taking care of myself, how can I be good for them? You have to be selfish to be selfless. And I think families have it backwards. They think if I give, then it'll fix.
No.
And it won't.
Well, all it's doing is feeding the addiction, you know, and Al-Anon helps us to realize that. We think that we're helping the solution. No, you're helping the problem. And trust me, I mean, you're not alone. Amy and I both didn't know these things either until someone said, you're either funding the solution or you're funding the addiction. And so many families and so many friends think that sending them money or bailing them out or listening to them and pretending that they're their counselor is helping them, in which it's not, because it is enabling them to stay in their addiction. It is enabling them to be comfortable. An addict and an alcoholic will never change as long as they are made comfortable. Keep cushioning the blow, cushioning the blow, cushioning the blow. When you take all of those pillows away and they are no longer cushioned and they get uncomfortable, the probability of them recovering greatly increases. And that is where you learn to detach with love, and you have a support system that is around you when you start to do that. And here's what it really boils down to in a very simplified manner, and it is the word no. No. Not no, but I'll help you next time. Or no, not today, but maybe tomorrow. No. No is a complete sentence. No is, before you come into Al-Anon, no is a very negative sounding word. After Al-Anon, no is a very positive, beautiful, empowering word. And I tell my families, I'm going to buy you all a t-shirt with the word no on it, and you're going to wear it well, and you're going to stand a whole lot taller. You know, other addicts and alcoholics, they are adults, and we can tend to forget that. And we can tend to put the name tag on them and use that as an excuse. Just like what Amy said in the beginning. If anyone else stole from you, what would you do? I would call the police. Well, why do you let this person steal from you? Because it is my son, or because it is my mom. Okay, take the name tag off of it. Okay, we are taught in Al-Anon principles over personalities, not personalities over principles. The principle of stealing is wrong, period, regardless of who it is. So you have to take the name tag off the child, you have to take the name tag off the friend, take the name tag off the spouse, and say it is wrong, period. No is the answer. One other thing that I'll say real quick is, she steals from me. You have to learn to delete the from me. Or he cheats on me. Delete the on me. Or he lies to me. You have to delete the to me. He lies to everyone. It's not just me. He lies, period. That's what a liar does. She cheats on me. She cheats on everyone. It's not just me. She cheats, period. That's what a cheater does. Or he steals from me. He steals from everyone. That's what a thief does. So you learn to take the mask off and be like, holy crap, it's not just me. And it teaches you, Al-Anon teaches you to depersonalize what is going on and not take everything freaking personal, man. And it teaches you to take your life back and to enjoy it, not endure it. Claw marks. Let go. Let go.
Yeah, I think in the beginning of this book, I felt like there must be some secret to happiness, something that everybody knows that I'm supposed to know as well. And if I could just figure it out, I would feel great about my life. No one comes to any kind of recovery meeting on a winning streak. We just don't wake up one day and say, life is great, let me go check out and get some help. That's not the way life works, because we are stubborn human beings. And that seems to be getting progressively worse when it comes to having loved ones. There is such, I think, an inflamed mantra about it is our job as parents or as spouses or as even adult children to fix that other person, because then, we get the attention we deserve. Honey, if you are still vying for attention by co-signing people's bullshit, you're the one that needs the help.
Yeah. There you go.
You're the one.
She just nailed it on the head, y'all.
You're the one that needs the help. And Al-Anon, whether it be Al-Anon, we talk about adult child in here too. I mean, honey, you're the one that has to open up the door, walk in a room full of mirrors, and look around and start focusing on yourself. Because if you don't, in the end, the addict and alcoholic doesn't give a crap, because they're going to see them doing what they're doing, when they're doing it, how they're doing it. And you are the one that's saying, if I could just do this, they would do this. That's not, unfortunately, that's not how it works when it comes to the disease of addiction and alcoholism.
Amy just brought up a good point. And when you say no, the addict and the alcoholic is going to go to the next person on the list to get what they want.
They don't care.
And so when I realized that right there, I'm not as important to them as I think I am. It's a crushing blow. It's a crushing blow. But I have to remember to see the addict and the alcoholic in that moment, not the person that I love. Addicts and alcoholics, that's what they do. They use. They go down the list. When she tells me no, no, I'm going to keep going down the list until I get the yes. So with that being said, that should sit you back in your seat in a very different light, that you deserve happiness. You deserve to enjoy the rest of your life. You deserve to have detachment, forgiveness, peace, and to not be sucked down by the tornado of addiction. And we're giving you the solution, take it. Take it.
Yeah, and in closing, I want to tell you, you know how this book is listed? Recovery/self-help. Self is for you. It's not for them.
Yeah.
It's for you. Self-help. And there is no shame or guilt in getting help for yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're still struggling with saying yes and want to learn how to say no, we can help.
Yeah.
We will help. Our information is at the bottom. We do coaching, counseling, professional interventions. We do a lot of family work, and we're here for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we love what we do. Sometimes we cuss, but we love Jesus. And we're real. We are like real people.
Yeah.
And we've had real life experiences.
Yeah. We're not going to sugarcoat it.
No.
But we're also going to love you through it.
We'll
we're
love
gonna
you till you love yourself.
Right. We're going to tell you what the problem is. We're going to look at the problem a little bit. And then we're going to move to this solution. We're going to talk about this solution a lot.
Bit. Yeah.
Okay?
The problem is little. The solution is big.
That's correct.
Instead of the problem being big and the solution being little. Let's switch that. Your focus is the problem is, no matter what it is, it's baby compared to the adult solution that you have waiting for you behind door number 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. And we're going to love you through it. Step by step by step, and sometimes we may make wonderful, very strong progress, and we'll be there as your as your greatest cheerleaders. And then you're going to have really sucky days. We're still going to be there. We're still going to be there, and we'll rub your head and tell you it's going to be okay and give you some loving on your bad days, but it's not going to be for long.
No.
We'll let you feel those feelings, and then we're going to tell you, girl, you better get back up.
That's right. Put your boots on. Whether they're rain boots or cowgirl boots, we got them all.
Yep. We're here for you on the good days, bad days, whatever it may be. We got you. So send us any questions that you may have. Reach out. Send us emails. If there are topics that you would like us to discuss on the podcast, we are always open-minded to that. Anything that you need, please reach out to us.
Absolutely. And thank you. This was great with you guys today. So Thank you. We appreciate you for listening. So like and follow the podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, of course, and iHeart, and here on YouTube. So y'all just have a fabulous rest of their week. Bye.